This is WENY News.
Hello and thanks so much for clicking on the webcast. I'm Ross DeMattei. Here's the latest from WENY News in the Star-Gazette. In just a few hours, a jury will continue deliberating the fate of Marquise Sutton, the Elmira man accused of first-degree manslaughter. Sutton allegedly shot and killed Anthony Garrett in Elmira last November. The prosecution moved quickly yesterday morning, calling 5 witnesses in just half an hour. The defense called just one witness to the stand, that being Felicia Conkright, who lives just around the corner from the crime scene. She testified she heard the pop sound but didn't see a gun. The jury will continue their deliberations at 9 o'clock this morning. We have continuing coverage of the 4th Calvin Harris murder trial this morning. Cal Harris's lawyers began presenting their defense on Wednesday after the prosecution rested its case. The defense called 2 of the Harris children to the stand as their first witnesses. That's according to our media partner, the Star-Gazette. 18-year-old Jenna Harris and 22-year-old Taylor Harris testified Cal Harris has been a loving father and has kept their mother's memory alive over the years through photos. Meanwhile, the defense argues the small bloodstains found in the Harris home do not meet the burden of proof to convict Cal Harris. They have asked the judge to dismiss the murder charge against him. But the prosecution maintains the blood evidence is enough to prove Cal Harris murdered his wife, Michelle. The judge has not yet ruled on the motion to dismiss. A couple connected to a fatal house fire that happened in Wayland back in February now faces harsher charges. Joseph and Irene Myers will be charged with 2 counts of first-degree arson, second-degree murder, attempted insurance fraud, and conspiracy. Joe Myers will be individually charged with first-degree murder as well. They were first arrested in March in connection to the incident that killed David Odell. Steuben County District Attorney Brooks Baker says this case was not random, but first we hear from the victim's sister.
Shock, anger, hurt, because I've known Joe Myers since I was 12 years old. I never, ever thought that he would do anything like this. Never.
The allegation here is, and it's contained in the arson charges and in the murder 1 charge as well, is that this was a homicide which was committed for financial gain. The allegations are there was more than $50,000 on the table for them to gain through insurance policies, and that was the motive, we believe, for the fire in this situation.
Irene and Joe Myers will be arraigned on the new charges at a later date. Now let's send it over to Craig Flint, who has a look at today's forecast. Good morning, Craig.
Hey, Ross. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Here's how the forecast goes today, and cloud coverage will be on the increase. There will be a few isolated showers developing as we head through the day, but I think the highest likelihood in terms of something more consistent will be over the northern tier with highs in the low and mid-50s, and then overnight tonight. Isolated shower 2. But again, you folks northern tier, you guys have the best chance for the wet weather, 35 to 40. So today, increasing clouds, showers developing as you make your way from like Gailton to Wellsboro to Mansfield to Sayre to Towanda. Basically, figure the Route 6 corridor, which is right here, and south of that, but also you folks in Sayre and Westfield. Basically all the northern tier. This is the area that I'll be watching for the wet weather developing through the course of the day today. Now, an isolated shower may occur over the southern tier with highs in the low and mid-50s. And in terms of the brightest skies, probably over the Finger Lakes. But even here we'll be battling cloud coverage too. So there's the wet weather starting to develop here. As you look to the west out through central Ohio, this is all working its way to the east, and again we'll be just kind of flirting with the southern tier, but again I think the most consistent wet weather will be over the northern tier with highs in the low 50s today. Low and mid 50s Friday with scattered showers and kind of a raw feeling day, but when it's raining on Friday, which I think it will be at least some of the time, temperatures are likely going to be in the 40s, so it's a raw feeling Friday. Mixture of clouds and sun Saturday, seasonably mild, low 60s, and then we get into Sunday, another round of wet weather Sunday into Monday, but some decent weather by Tuesday, Wednesday with highs low and mid 60s. Hey, Ross, good morning.
And we're looking forward to that. Thank you very much, Craig. And for the latest news, weather, and sports, be sure to watch WENY News at noon, 5:30, 6, and 11 o'clock. And don't forget to pick up a copy of today's Star-Gazette. I'm Ross DeMattei. Have a great Thursday.